drops, well, due to having Osama Bin Laden in the house tonight, security is a little ramped up this evening, so he'll be looking like that for a while. You don't smile much, do you? All right. Well, all right, we got a lot going on in the world. We'll get right to it. New York City just opened an upscale Denny's. That's right, one of the signature menu items is a pair of Grand Slams and a bottle of Dom Perignon for $300. To continue this trend, they're also going to open an upscale Waffle House, which will have the employees showering at least half the time. It would be all the time, but it's still a Waffle House. The federal director of cybersecurity was arrested on 3 charges of child pornography. Shouldn't the cybersecurity be protecting our children from the exploitation of the internet? I mean, that would be like if the police department caused harm upon the people it swore to. The sister of the Boston Marathon bombers was arrested after threatening to bomb her boyfriend's baby mama. Yeah, and upon interviewing, she said that's just how her family resolves all its issues. Her brothers didn't actually hate America, they just really hated running. A babysitter in Florida stabbed the man of the child she was babysitting for refusing to have sex with her. Right? Now, I'm going to have to take the side of the babysitter on this. I watched a lot of porn growing up. That seems to be pretty standard practice. An 18-year-old boy in Pennsylvania is facing charges after being arrested for waving a dildo out of his car window at other drivers in traffic. Really? Isn't this America? I'm pretty sure the Second Amendment says we have the right to bear rubber penises. Thanks a lot, Obama. And lastly, a new study conducted by the Eve Appeal says that only 50% of women between the ages of 26 and 34 can point out the vagina on a female reproductive chart. Right? But apparently those women won't be too hard to find. They'll be the ones with tampons shoved in their asses once a month. Alright, we got a great show for you guys tonight. We got Patrick Ryan in the house. We got Jeremy Smith. And Osama Bin Laden's going to be here too. Give it up for Biscuits and Gravy! Okay, alright, well, so the comedy world has suffered another great loss today with the passing of Joan Rivers, and we're all deeply saddened by this. However, it has come across our attention before she left us, Joan actually recorded the first audio-only erotica. Yeah, it sounded like this. Alright, we have, this is probably one of, I know it's weird, one of the highlights of my career to interview, one of the biggest careers, I would say at least. It's been emotional preparing for this, but with the 9/11 anniversary coming up very shortly, in just a few days, we wanted to interview somebody close to the situation, as close as we could get, and well, I think we got a doozy on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome or boo, whatever you want to do, for Osama Bin Laden. Okay, well, thanks for coming on the show.
I would just like to say this entire building is set to blow in 20 minutes.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
I'm just kidding! I'm just kidding, Dustin. I'm fucking with you. Lighten up, buddy.
Okay, well, again, thanks for coming on the show. So, what do I call you, Mr. Bin Laden, Osama?
Please call me OBL. I'm a rapper now.
I'm sorry, did you just say you're rapping?
Yes, I'm currently in the studio with Tupac and Jimi Hendrix. We're making an album that is going to explode. It is going to be the bomb! It is going to crash right into the top of the building.
I'm sorry, I think you meant to say the top of the Billboard charts.
Whatever! People will die from our killer music, right? Yeah. Lighten up, buddy. I don't know everyone's so tight around me. I like to party, right?
I mean, that's really funny though, right? Making jokes after all the harm you've caused. I mean, you're called one of the greatest terrorists of our time compared to even the likes of Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler was a pussy man. Okay, whatever. He's got nothing on me. So what? He killed a few Jews. He was a Jew. I killed Adolf Hitler.
Okay, so Osama Bin Laden will kill Adolf Hitler. And I think this is a question that a lot of people really would like to ask you. What is death like for Osama Bin Laden?
Honestly, it turns out when your entire belief system is bullshit, it's not really that fun.
So there weren't 72 virgins in heaven waiting for you?
Yes, that part was true, but no one ever bothered to clarify whether the 72 virgins would be women or not.
So they're not women?
No, it turns out my 72 virgins came from a Cub Scout bus crash. Yes.
I pity the Cub Scouts.
Oh, you pity them? Pity me? Do you know what it's like to have 72 white children running around your house all day? I spend half of my time trying to chase Michael Jackson off my property.
So, I mean, do you hold any grudges towards the SEAL Team 6, the team that killed you in battle?
Yes. Specifically the SEAL that killed me, because he also shot one of my wives, even though I was all like, no!
Well, so you do have some compassion to you then. You have a heart. You were screaming no because you loved her and didn't want her to die, right?
Actually, I hated her and I didn't want her to die. Because all I wanted was 1 minute of peace in the afterlife. But no, she was fucking waiting for me.
So is there anything you have the entire country watching in the world, or like at least 26 people?
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to say to the people watching, maybe an apology?
Yes, I would like to say to you all, I am sorry and I was very, very wrong.
That's amazing. That's really big of you to come out and admit you were wrong for causing one of the worst attacks in the history of the United States. That's really big of you.
No, I was talking about bacon. I was wrong about bacon. It is so delicious, man. You should eat that shit every day. Great.
This guy's not Osama Bin Laden! Are you serious?
I'm sorry, sir, what?
This guy, he's not Osama, it's not even... Look at him, he's a black guy! It's a fake beard! That's not Osama!
Sir, I beg, we don't appreciate your disrespect. I know he's not really loved by a lot of people, but I mean, there's no reason to insult the show.
That's not the guy! This is a setup! Are you serious? Did you see this right now? What the hell?
Hey, can you do something about this guy?
That's not Osama Bin Laden, guys! That's not Osama! Hey, get off me, man! That's not Osama Bin Laden!
Get him out of
That's
here.
not Osama! Hey!
Oh, excuse us. I have to teach you a lesson.
Osama Bin Laden, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, all right, like to do a new segment on Cough Drops for you guys, so please give it up for a History Larson with Tom Larson. Yes!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for being here. My name is Tom Larson, and this is a History Larson. Tonight's History Larson concerns the Tuskegee Airmen. The Tuskegee Airmen were a very famous group of aerial hotshots, if you will, who were active during World War II. They're notable mostly for being comprised entirely of African Americans. There were also a couple of Cubans, I think, in there. But most of them were black. And this was a big deal because this took place in the 1940s when segregation and prejudice and racism was still very prominent in much of American culture. So the Tuskegee Airmen broke down and expanded a lot of ethical, moral, and cultural barriers. Besides that, they were also very skilled pilots. But a lesser known fact about the Tuskegee Airmen, besides their skills as pilots and trailblazing kind of cultural revolutionaries that they were, is that the Tuskegee Airmen were also very brilliant military strategists. They were very good in military strategy. This group of all African American pilots, they were all black. Very smart, very tactical, all African American group of pilots during World War II. What they would do on the eve of a battle, right before they were about to go into combat with the German air fleet, Luftwaffe, the Tuskegee Airmen, this all African American group of pilots, would sneak into the German airfield under cover of darkness at night, and they would steal the radios out of all the German airplanes. Unbeknownst to the German pilots, who would then get into their airplanes in the morning and fly off to battle, not realizing that their radios had been stolen. They were able to communicate with one another, and they would kind of disintegrate into an unorganized mass cluster, and the Tuskegee Airmen would pick them off one by one. And then afterwards, the Tuskegee Airmen would take those radios and sell them at pawn shops. To raise money for the war effort. Another little known fact about the Tuskegee Airmen, this group of all African American black pilots, revolution and cultural trailblazers, talented group of people back in the 1940s, World War II, is later on in the war, after Germany fell, the Tuskegee Airmen, when they were up against the Japanese Empire, on the eve of a battle, before they were about to go into battle, they would sneak into the Japanese airfields under cover of darkness when everyone was asleep. And they would steal the hubcaps of all the Japanese airplanes. And I don't know if you know this, but the hubcaps are an integral part of the landing gear system of the airplane. So the Japanese pilots would get in their airplane in the morning, not realizing their hubcaps had been stolen, and then they would fly off to battle. But when they returned, upon landing, the wheels would fall apart because the hubcaps weren't there to hold them together, and the planes would crash and explode and kill the pilots. And that's how the kamikaze was invented. Thank you guys very much. My name is Tom Larson. This is History Larson.
Tom Larson, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for Tom Larson. Okay, we have a very special guest on the show. Please welcome the host of the Patrick Ryan Show, Patrick Ryan!
Oh, I get a mic and everything. Perfect. That's going to work out really well on all this.
Yeah, it's going to help. How are you? Thanks.
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for having me. Like, I'm really excited about being here. Like, it's awesome to be on your show. Like, I've been curious about what the live audience, can I acknowledge them right now?
Yeah.
I've been really curious. You guys always sound awesome. Like, I'm glad you guys are here. Hi, guys. Hi. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. What's going on, Dustin?
Nothing. You record in your house, right? Is that?
I do. I lure people to my house and then they can record with me. It's very freaky thing I do.
I'll make cookies if you come on my podcast.
I lure them with alcohol and drugs because they're comedians. When you're luring comedians, that's what you need. You need alcohol and drugs. Cocaine, marijuana, those are the things you need. Basically. That's what you need.
He's got a really good podcast, guys.
That's how I get them, man. I get them fucked up. That's what you do. That's what you do.
So, I mean, I love your show. Congratulations on everything. So, what have you been up to in life?
You know, just doing the podcast, doing stand-up comedy. You know, fucking, I got a kid. That's the thing that's happening.
Yeah, I got one of those little.
Yeah, you got a miniature one that just came out. Like, that's a fresh one out the oven.
He gets boners that big.
How weird is that when you have to clean the diaper and you have to clean around the boner?
Right?
It's fucking weird.
I never thought I would be so proud of a boner that big.
See, I didn't feel pride. I felt creepy, and it's like, it's my kid. I have to do this, but I still feel kind of weird that I'm touching this little kid's dick. I still feel kind of weird about it. It's kind of an awkward thing that's happening. You know, enjoy that phase while they're like not mobile or anything, because eventually he's gonna get mobile and he's gonna. Or you have a girl, right?
Boy, that's fun.
Okay, even better.
If my daughter had boners this big, it'd be a weird thing.
I've been drinking, Dustin.
I'd still be proud, you know.
Well, like this way, okay, so he's like not mobile, he doesn't have any, like, he's gonna have questions eventually, just stupid fucking questions, because they don't fucking, like, my kid's 6, and he doesn't know anything about anything at all. But he thinks he should know everything about everything. Like, he thinks he should just walk into things and just know how to do them, and he does it, and he sucks at all of them, like, all the time. And there's no way to tell him, like, hey, you need to practice. No, that's not a thing. Like, I spend hours playing video games, little kids' video games, because I'm better at them than him. Like, when he says, let's play video games, Dad, it means, Dad, you're going to play some shitty fucking G-rated game for the next 6 hours, and I'm going to watch.
What are the games you play with them?
Like like all the Lego games, we play that, which that's frustrating, because I'm trying to get through the game, and this kid's just wandering around. It's like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Like, I'm like, no, dude, you gotta get that thing to the right. He just veers off left. I'm like, no, you know left and right. You're in first fucking grade. God damn it. You just keep up. And it's like, you can't get mad at him, but you want to get mad at him because you know it's a stupid thing they're doing right there. It's like, he knows left and right. He's fucking 6. He knows this by now. These are the aggravations you're going to go through. It's like, that fucking baby's cute right now. Like, you're all happy with it and everything. No, you're going to be aggravated. You're in like, you got like 2 years of happiness. And it's just fucking downhill. Love my kid. It's downhill.
I love him. I tell him he sucks at video games a lot.
You should. He can't even reach the buttons yet. That's what's aggravating. Since we had like fucking Nintendo, like there was 3 buttons. Like there was the directional pad and then A and B. Like our hands could do that at 4 years old.
We had A and B. Now they have.
Yeah, there's like fucking 20 buttons on that thing, and the little fucking hand can't even get around there. They gotta use the analog sticks. They can't do that. And it's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry your fucking fingers are little and you suck at life. I'm sorry. It's gonna get better. Eventually.
I'll see you next
Unless you're a midget. Then I assume video games are always frustrating. Always frustrating. Unless you play regular Nintendo.
The thoughts and opinions of the guests on Kauf drops are not necessarily
I feel like if you've actually listened to my podcast, you kind of knew this was coming.
That's awesome. So, I guess tell them a little bit about your show.
Basically, I do what I'm doing right now on my show every week. It's a Patrick Ryan show. I get comics to come on every week, kind of like this, except a lot less organized. And we just get really fucked up and then talk. About comedy, about life, about things that are bothering us, just sadness in general.
And where can they find this sadness in general?
You can find it on iTunes. We're actually, we're part of a parent company that does a bunch of podcasts, Just to Phase Media. You can find it at justtophase.com. If you just want to like, if you don't want to commit to subscribing, which I'd really like to subscribe on iTunes, because that would help me out a lot. But if you don't want to make that commitment, like, you can just find it there at justtophase.com. But it's Patrick Ryan Show.
We'll do this. You guys, right now, while you're watching this, right here above, right here in the corner, you go put your mouse over that, and you can subscribe to our page, and then as soon as this show's over, you go to the Patrick Ryan Show and subscribe to him as well.
You should definitely do that. It'd be a good time.
Yeah. All right. And what's your release day?
We release every Monday.
Hey,
at variable times depending on how drunk I got the night before.
That's what we do.
So yeah, you can do this the same day actually. totally do
I'll
the
be
same
listening at
thing.
like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, it's a late night talk show, guys.
Pretty much. So once you get this, once you watch this show, you should totally go over to iTunes and download my
that's
show.
great.
Listen to me ramble with. And Dennis Cheney is actually the co-host on that.
That's who. Yeah.
He's a writer on this show, involved in this. So
Absolutely.
even more reasons right there.
All right, stick around for Jeremy Smith, right? Stay up here with us. Have a seat
I will
with us.
totally stay up here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Ryan from the Patrick Ryan Show. Okay, we have a very funny man. One of the head writers of this show. All right, he is one of the reasons this show is as funny as we'd like to believe it is, week after week after week. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite people in the entire world. Put your hands together for Jeremy Smith.
It's interesting being on this side of the camera. Usually I'm responsible for writing all the horrible dick jokes or black jokes that ever come on the show, and all of the black dick jokes. That's my specialty. It's awesome writing for this show, though. It's really rewarding, right? Putting all your time and effort into something that has less, cumulatively on all the videos, have less views than any video of a soldier reuniting with his dog. That's what I do. I love the internet, though. I spend a lot of time on the internet. I watch a lot of porn. Another fan in the crowd. I watch so much porn. Like, I watch as much porn as some of my size should probably watch proportionately. I watch so much porn that if I ever meet a woman who wants to have sex with me, she's gonna have to spin around a few times and repeat the word buffering for me to ease into that. Oh, yeah. I watch porn differently than most guys, though. Like, when most guys watch porn, like, they imagine themselves doing the fucking... I don't have nearly enough confidence for that. Like, when I watch porn, I'm the cameraman. Maybe a lighting guy. I have no idea how many wet dreams I've had about driving the bang bus. So many. Oh man, like I watch porn. I'm trying to get away from watching porn recently, though. Like I'm trying to evolve into something with a little more human interaction. And people are like, oh, so like you're looking for a girlfriend? It's like, no. I've discovered internet webcam whores. They're my favorite now. There's this website called myfreecams.com, and on myfreecams.com you go and you purchase tokens, and then you go give those tokens to women who didn't have fathers to do shit. And they do shit to themselves on camera. And it's amazing. It's like fucking like it's an ordering system. It's like going to a drive-thru, but for like women without fathers, like I said. And like it's the best tokens ever. It's like a fucked up pervert's Chuck E. Cheese. I am all about it. Like if there was a giant animatronic rat in the background of a girl like fingering herself, it would only make it better. There isn't. I've made that suggestion several times. Nobody has taken me up on that yet. Yeah, no, I love that site. I went on there for the first time, and I was looking at the different women to go on to, and I was looking around, and I found one that caught my eye. Her name was Miss Vietnam. I'm like, I can get behind this. Like in front of the webcam with this. And so I went into her room and I threw her some tokens. I hadn't done this before, and she asked me what I wanted. And I'm like, I'm the customer. The customer is always right. So let's do this. And so I asked her to touch herself and tell me about the war. Miss Vietnam was pissed. She's like, I'm 29. I wasn't around during the war. I was like, oh, can you put your mom on? I got kicked out of Miss Vietnam's room. I chose Miss Vietnam because, like, I grew up as a wrestling fan, and Miss Vietnam sounds like so much like an 80s professional wrestling ballet. And I wish more like webcam whores and porn stars were more like professional wrestlers, because I would fucking love that. Like, if a girl was fingering herself in a room and her door just creaked open and another girl just crept up behind her and blasted her in the head with a steel chair. I would give them so much money for that. Like, I want Chrissy for You 45 to tell me why Angela XXX, I want her to cut a Macho Man Randy Savage style promo on her and tell me why she deserves my tokens more than the other one. Like, I would be into it. Like, if two girls were scissoring like on their floor and one of them reversed it into a figure 4 leg lock, I'm all about it. Take my money. That's the only joke you're ever going to hear at a comedy show with combined scissoring and Ric Flair. I'm the only one. That's fucking great. Love it. No, I trying to, like, I have a lot of social anxiety. I'm trying to, like, meet people, but it's tough for me. I have so much social anxiety that I'm considering becoming a sex offender, because it's the only way I can force myself to finally meet my new neighbors. I wouldn't fuck a kid, though. I would not fuck a kid. I would not. Mainly because I'm not attracted to kids. But also because I'm pretty sure most kids these days have more experience than me sexually. Do you know how embarrassing it would be to be the first child molester to have to be walked through the molesting by the child? Couldn't do it. I've been looking for rooms to rent, looking for a new place to live. I'm looking all over downtown here in Kansas City, and I went on some roommate websites and I was clicking around. And I found one that was like in my price range and like the area I wanted. It was reasonable. I'm like, let's do this. And I clicked on it, and under the requirements was a pretty weird thing. It said, must be a regular at IHOP. What the fuck? Like, I've been to IHOP. I'm not a regular at IHOP, but I guess I could be a regular at IHOP. So I emailed the guy, and he's like, no. We're not IHOP, the restaurant. We're a church called the International House of Prayer. And I was like, well, I was ready to commit to breakfast. Not really ready to commit to Jesus. Now, I find this religion weird. Like, I grew up Christian and in a really religious household. And I still believe in, I think, in the basic philosophy and all that stuff. But I don't like church. Like, my mom guilt trips me into going to church. She's like, if you're going to live under my roof, you're going to go to church with me every once in a while. So I go sometimes. You know, regular 28-year-old man shit. You know, so but I feel weird going to church. Like, I feel judged at church. I guess I haven't found like a church that fits me, but I was supposed to not feel judged at church, and I never feel more judged than when I'm at church. Like, I feel like if Jesus wanted fat people to go to church, he would have broke his body into bigger crackers. Yeah. Like, they had that footprints poster. Everyone had that in their house growing up. It's like 2 sets of footprints in the sand, and that's you walking alongside Jesus in life. And then when times get tough, only 1 set of footprints is there. You're like, what the fuck, Jesus? Where'd you go? Times got tough. He's like, hold on, bro. Like, when times got tough, there's 1 set of footprints because that's when I carried you. And I'm like, they don't make a fucking fat person's footprints poster. It's just 2 sets of footprints and then Jesus Christopher Reeving on the side of the street. Well, I'm Jeremy Smith. Thank you so much. And subscribe to us.
Ladies and gentlemen, for Jeremy Smith, Patrick Ryan, I'm Dustin Kaufman. This is Kauf Trust in this whole biscuits and radio.
Cough Drops is crazy. It's more than just a show.